Hello, and welcome to the Complex Appliances on Chameleon Cloud tutorial. We will look at how complex appliances can simplify cluster deployment and replication using Chameleon Cloud. Before beginning this tutorial, you should be familiar with how to make a reservation on Chameleon Cloud and how to upload your public key. What are complex appliances? Complex appliances address some of the difficulties in configuring compute clusters with multiple nodes. When configuring a compute cluster, there are many deployment time tasks, such as configuring host names and IP addresses, as well as configuring security keys. Complex appliances allow you to automate many of these tasks. With complex appliances, cluster deployment and replication is easy. In this tutorial, we will refer to complex appliance clusters as stacks and nodes within the clusters as instances. At any point in this tutorial, you may refer to the documentation on ChameleonCloud.org. On ChameleonCloud.org, simply click on the Documentation tab and then click on Complex Appliances. Complex appliances on Chameleon Cloud are implemented with OpenStack Heat Orchestration, which offers one-click configuration using Heat Orchestration template YAML files. AWS CloudFormation templates are also supported. You can view a curated set of example appliance templates submitted by our users on ChameleonCloud.org. Complex appliances are indicated with a badge in the upper right corner. On ChameleonCloud.org, click on the Appliances option in the upper navigation bar. You can see all of the appliances that users have submitted. For example, the MPI bare metal cluster has the orchestration complex appliance badge in the upper right corner. We will be using this MPI bare metal cluster appliance today. The general steps to deploying a complex appliance are creating a lease, selecting a template, and launching the stack with the template. In this video, we will demonstrate how to deploy an MPI cluster. You will notice that each appliance has a description as well as launch buttons to launch the complex appliance at your chosen Chameleon Cloud site. In addition, each complex appliance also has a template. We will use this template and the URL from our navigation bar later on when we launch the complex appliance. Our cluster is an example of how to deploy MPI. What is MPI? MPI stands for Message Passing Interface. It is a standard library in HPC that allows multi-node cluster computing. The specific MPI implementation we'll be using is MVAPICH2, which operates on nodes with InfiniBand networking. MVAPICH2 was developed by The Ohio State University, and due to its broad feature support, it powers many clusters in the top 500 list. In this tutorial, we will also leverage the availability of InfiniBand nodes on Chameleon Cloud. InfiniBand supports up to 200 gigabit per second bandwidth with very low latency. First, we need to reserve InfiniBand nodes. Let's look at how to launch a stack. In the appliance description page, clicking the Launch button will take you to the Horizon web interface for your chosen site. In this case, I'm clicking on Launch Complex Appliance at Chai@TAC. If you are not taken to the Stacks page, you can find it in the Orchestration section in the left-hand pane under Stacks. On this page, click the Launch Stack button. In this example, we will launch a stack using a template from the MPI bare metal appliance featured on Chameleon Cloud. On the Appliances page, scroll down and click Get Template. Copy the URL of this template from your browser's navigation bar. On the Horizon's web interface, for the template source, select URL and paste your template's URL into the template URL field. Then click Next. On the next screen, you'll be asked to specify a stack name, as well as re-enter your password for Horizons. Next, you will select a key that you should have already configured on Horizons. For the node count, specify that we will need 2 nodes, and then select the reservation that you just created. Now click Launch. As the stack is launching, you can click on the stack name, and you'll be taken to a graph of all of the resources that are being configured for your stack, as they were specified in the orchestration template YAML file. When the stack is finished launching, the Overview tab will show you the public IP address of the first node in your cluster. You will need this IP address to log in using SSH. Each host on your stack has been configured with your public SSH key. You may log into the head instance at the floating IP specified on the Overview page. From the head instance, you may log on to individual instances on the private subnet using SSH agent forwarding. In Unix-like environments with SSH, you may add your SSH key using SSH-add. You may log on to your first IP address with SSH agent forwarding by using the -A switch. Remember that the username on most Chameleon images is CC. Once you are logged in, you can see that the system's hosts file has been pre-configured with the IP addresses and host names of any other nodes in the cluster. You may log on to these other nodes if you wish. MPI has been pre-installed and you may test it. We will compile MPI Hello World, which echoes a message from each running MPI process in a cluster. Then we will copy the compiled program to each host in our cluster. Finally, we will run it using MPI run_rsh. The source code for MPI Hello World has been included in the MPI bare metal appliance in the file hello_world.c. You may compile it with the MPI cc command. Once it has been compiled, you may copy it to another test node using SCP. Typically, MPI programs must be in the same location on every node in the cluster. Finally, you may run it using MPI run RSH. You may also use the automatically generated hosts list. This concludes the introductory tutorial for how to launch a complex appliance in Chameleon Cloud. You may explore further tutorial topics on our YouTube channel, such as the basics of MPI benchmarking. Thank you for using Chameleon Cloud.